We have Sony shutting down Neon Koi as well as Firewalk Studios. Uh, Firewalk Studios is obviously known for their work on a multiplayer shooter known as Concord, the 5v5 hero shooter. The
Oh,
reasons for closure are Herman Holst, head of PlayStation Studios, cited ensuring we are meeting near and long term business priorities. And damn, that was brutal. So Neon Koi was a mobile title maker, and Firewalk Studios made Concord. Neon was about 30 or so people, while Firewalk was, I believe, around 170. So the closures seem to indicate that Sony is focusing on resources to establish PlayStation Studios and games with potential wider audience reach, particularly in the live service and multiplayer space. That's right. Not only are they shutting down these two studios, but they are doubling down on live service and they're still pushing forward creating
what?
those games.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah. The industry
Bro,
learns no
bro,
lessons, bro.
yes, no, I'm
Mm.
sorry. Did they not listen? They're shutting down bloody the Concord people because Concord was such a flop, and they're like, okay, but let's do that again with other people. Like, learn your
Yes.
lesson. Learn your lesson. You know,
Well,
we all
they're
know what Sony does well. Sorry to start a tangent, but we all know
no,
what
go
Sony
for it.
does well. We all know what they do well. God of War, Uncharted, Last of. We know what Sony does well. Stick to your wheelhouse. It's as simple as that. Stick to your wheelhouse. You've got a market there. You have cornered the market on those cinematic solo experiences. Just stick to that. Stop trying to do things you can't do. Stop trying to make a monkey swim. You know. Stop trying
Hey,
to make
but
a fish try and climb a tree. It's
but the
stupid.
Well, live
Fortnite
service
money.
is their
Come
money.
on.
Yeah,
Ugh,
exactly.
jeez, man.
It's so
Yeah, the live
They
alluring.
want a
service money
live
is hard to ignore.
service.
Yeah, these are all right.
They want a live service so they can make money without doing any work. Look at that. That's why they bought Bungie, right? Destiny 2 is a live service. Yes, it's struggling, but hey, they're coming out with new IP or like, Marathon is gonna come eventually. There's like a little video about Marathon lately mentioning about the status of it, but people want to know where it's at. But like, it's a live service that it's a constant money income coming in where like one story is like, yeah, the story is done, they don't invest as much, maybe they put out a DLC, but like it's better to put a game out there that people are coming back to all the time
Yeah.
than instead of creating a game from scratch because it's very expensive for a company to create a new game from scratch, a new
Well, I
story.
wouldn't say it's better. It's just
Coming
got a
with a
higher
live
chance to hit stupid numbers. It's got a higher chance to
yeah.
hit those infinite, constant residual income, right? That's
And
that's
that's
what
what
those live services
Sony
have a chance of running.
is looking to
Yeah.
do. They're looking to tap into their original IPs and create more live
Mm,
service. They're not
yeah.
giving up on it. But
Yeah.
Doragon, did you want to comment on Sony shutting down Firewalk and Neon Koi Studios? Thanks for jumping into the panel.
I was jumping in for the workplace one, and speaking of, my workplace is literally calling me now. So sorry to
Oh, no
duck and
worries.
dive, but I'm
The
gonna have to jump
irony.
out.
Jeez,
Take care,
Oh,
man.
man. Thanks for
welcome.
jumping in. Jem,
Mm,
did you want to comment on Sony shutting down Concord?
It's pretty much what Wilson said. Like they should stick to what they do best. And I did
yeah.
mention this a few months ago when Concord came out. I think Sony, like if they want to do the live service thing, I think they should focus on co-op because they've nailed the solo experience, the cinematic solo experience, but they don't really have that many co-op games. You got Helldivers 2, which was a massive,
Mm,
great success. Just do that again. Just do more co-op games, and I think like having that cinematic experience plus co-op, I think they'll do it. Like
mm,
it'll be a huge success like most of the time. And in fact, just take the IPs you already have or create new ones. Like
mm,
the thing with Sony is that they are good at creating whole new IPs. Most of them are usually a hit.
Mhm.
So just do that. Just do a co-op game. if you're so adamant on getting a live service game, just stick to co-op. Well, try co-op, not stick to, but try co-op. See how that goes.
They should just
Right.
invest into Diver because it's so popular and
I
still like a
know.
good
Give
game.
us more stuff to do.
Helldivers is a
But
controversial one though, isn't it? Because it's popular, but it also gets like, oh, it doesn't have enough work done. Oh, we don't know what the true population is. Like, it's a bit of a controversial one of those Sony eggs, right?
Yeah, but even like if you look at the bugs and stuff like that, people are not too mad about the bugs. If you compare it to a single player game or uh like looking at Arrowhead being their first major game, I'll say that came out and did so well and found the Sony, people are not even worried about the bugs because it's funny. Because the co-op piece, they made a good recipe, put it together. And then you look at the last one we played, we're just killing each other at the end because what the hell? It's just fun, right? It's just
Yeah.
they create
Well,
that environment,
I
and
wasn't
it
in
was
on
like
that
the
joke.
perfect solution.
I'm the one who
I
died
wasn't in
because
it.
Maker threw the freaking orbital on top of us before we got to extract.
Brilliant.
Jem is spot on. Jem is saying that, you know, if they do co-op, that would probably fix some stuff because they're really good at their single player stuff. I totally agree with that.
Well,
The
it's like a
problem,
stepping stone.
well, listen, but the problem is that they've doubled down on live service. So for the next 6 years, we have that to look forward to. That's their business model, or that's their idea for like this run. They've already invested all that money in those live services. We have so many coming down the pike. And as Rudig stated before, all these are based on trends that are popular now. It takes 8 years to make a game. What are we doing?
Yeah.
They're setting up all kinds of studios for failure. And my issue is that art is running straight into it's your job. Like a lot of these people aren't excited about the projects that they're working on, and that can be an issue as well. Like it is about money. They do have to make a profit, but this live service stuff is getting out of hand. I wish the industry would learn some lessons here.
So
Here,
big
well said, sir.
big company are similar to the government, right? They have a fund they create for a project, and the project is like invest into live service. We're gonna populate that many game in the span of 10 years, let's say. We're gonna create all those game. We're gonna share it between studios, see which studios stand out, and it's basically almost shooting a dart at the board and seeing which one is stick. Right? Concord was a flop; it didn't stick. Maybe the next game, because maybe Helldiver was part of that project. They're like, hey, let's invest in Arrowhead and see where that game goes. It's a hit, awesome. Let's try Concord. No, it's a flop. Okay, we're at 50%, let's say. What's the next
Yeah.
game? Maybe this one's going to stick. So maybe there's a budget within the company. They're like, let's invest into those, right? Similar to Microsoft, they bought like a bunch of company. They're like, let's invest into those, see what stick, what doesn't stick. And then we can close down some studio and collapse them and move the people, like the people that we want to keep, move into that other studio to work on that game because they have the experience on this and
And
that.
here's
But I
how
think,
wrong Sony actually is. If they would have spent
oh, there you
400
go.
million on Helldivers 2 versus 400 million on Concord, did the Switch bought Arrowhead instead of buying
Man.
Firewalk Studios? Like, that's
Yeah.
having good foresight in business,
Or
right?
400
Yeah.
Is it
million
foresight
on
or
The
is it
Last
playing
of
the
Us
dice well though?
multiplayer?
Because is Concord
Yeah,
that
they're
much worse
rolling
than
the dice.
Helldivers, or is it just a roll of the dice? Is it that much worse? Or is
No,
it
it's
just a
like
roll
this,
of the
dude.
dice?
Dude,
Which one
listen.
picked up?
Listen,
know?
to get the one Fortnite, they're allowing 9 companies or 9 titles to fail to get that 10th Fortnite.
Yeah.
That's what they're willing to do.
100%. Yeah.
Yeah, they're willing to spend. They've got a piggy bank from all their games previous, the PS4 era, and they're going to roll the dice as much as they can. And unfortunately, we're not going to get that many games this generation from PlayStation, but that's
I don't
what
think
it
you're going to
is.
get many games moving
Not only that,
forward.
yeah, I
Just
mean, think
from
of game
anyone.
preservation. Like all these live service games that come out for this generation, if you go buy a PlayStation 5 in 15 or 20 years, what games are you actually going to play on it? Think about that a
Return.
little bit.
What games are
Returnal.
you even going to be able to play
That-
anymore?
that's what
Because
I
the
mean.
servers are offline, yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
Welcome to
Mm.
piracy, boys.
it's been fun talking with you. I would love to talk longer, but I need to go out and go meet my lovely partner. I'm still in Edinburgh. So thank you for having me on the panel. You've been wonderful.
Always
care,
a
man.
As for you, my
pleasure.
friend.
Recover, David.
You love you.
Catch you all later. Ta-da.
Wear a condom.
Oh, that poor dog.
Oh my gosh. Well, that twisted
There are
two
certain
sharp
things that should not
turns.
be said on YouTube.
Uh,
That's one of them.
Sorry, I thought I said that inside my head.